All right. Greetings, everybody. You are now entering the first edition of Going Places, brought to you by Northeastern Illinois University and the Center for College Access and Success. I have none other than the one, the only, Miss Shirley Horton in the car. Welcome, Shirley Horton, everybody. Thanks for being here, Shirley. We really appreciate it. It is a rainy day here in Chicago. It's Monday, and I thought to myself, how can I brighten up this day? How can we make this day better? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pick up Shirley Horton, and we're going to talk about her work as a parent advocate with the Gear Up program. Now, don't worry. I'll tell you what Gear Up stands for. So Gear Up stands for Gaining Early Awareness and Readiness for...
College.
That's right, for college, right? So we're trying to get all of our students into college. Now, Ms. Horton, how long have you worked? How long have you worked with Gear Up?
I've been with Gear Up. I came in 2008.
Okay.
The first month I volunteered, and then I was hired in 2009, January.
So you volunteered before you got paid?
Yes.
That's a good plan. That's a good
Yes.
strategy. All right. That's cool. So have you enjoyed your time with the program? You continue
Of course. I
Okay.
love it. It did so much for me, for my daughter, which was a Gear Up student, which is
Okay.
now 24, out on her own,
What?
graduated from college.
What?
Only because of Gear Up.
Oh, that's fantastic. Paulette, right?
Paulette, that's
All
her
right.
name.
Where did
That's
she go
right.
to? So tell us about her. So so Shirley, by the way, in addition to being a parent advocate with the program, maybe even more importantly, you're a parent yourself.
Yeah, I have 4.
You have 4 children. All right.
Right.
So let's talk about Paulette a little bit. So Paulette, where did she go to? High school. Talk about how you supported her.
She went to, she started with McCutcheon
Okay.
for grammar school, and then we ended up going to Uplift for 8th grade.
Okay.
Then she graduated from 8th grade at Uplift. Then she ended up going to high school. And I came there with Paulette, just a parent pickup.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Evelyn Gray, and she was
That's
like,
right.
would you want to be a parent advocate for Gear Up? I said, Gear Up? What is that?
Right.
Then she started explaining. I was like, I just retired, so I don't know if I want to go back to work. She was like, or to be part-time. So I was like, you sure it's going to be part-time? She said, yes. So I said, I do it because I like students, and teenagers is my goal, and that's my heart. So I did it, and Paulette, we went on college trips, but NEIU, I think it just took her away. Eastern Illinois.
All right.
That's where she ended up going. She majored out with family consumer science and clinical psychology as a major.
Okay. All right. So you said she graduated.
Right from college.
All right. So what's her plan? What's she gonna do?
Right now, they gave her down at a job at Eastern, which she did like a lot of singing and whatnot. So she's working in like kind of like a nursing home where it's about 4 patients, and they didn't understand a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
But Paulette sang, and she started singing to one of them, and they started listening to her voice by her singing. They was able to do different things with her, because she got some guys that got early dementia, but they love Paulette. So she worked there. She take care of them. She take them out shopping. She do a lot of things with them. So this is what she's doing now. But her bigger dream is to consume, and she want to sing, but she don't want to leave her patients yet.
Yeah, right. So she's like a singing clinical psychologist.
Yeah,
like,
she's working like that.
Did she learn to sing from you by chance?
I had a little vocal, but
Give us
I
something.
got to
What do
give
you
it
got?
to her. Well, I'm not gonna give you my skills because somebody might want them.
Like what's your favorite?
No,
what's your favorite song to
family
sing?
was well, really, I think it was more like the DeBarge, Love Me in a Special Way,
Yeah, can you give us a little bit of that?
No.
I mean, it's Monday. It's early. I understand.
I'm not ready.
You're not ready to sing. You need some water, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Well, we can get you that. I'll get you that. We'll see. All right.
But we're singing family, and we're instrument family, because Paulette plays 6 instruments.
What?
My son Eric plays, everyone play the piano, and Paulette and Eric are the singers, and Shawanda and Lord are the brains.
All right. So you've worked with Gear Up, the college readiness program.
Right.
You say you really like working with students. Now, so you work with parents to get to the students. Now, what advice do you have for parents who are trying to make sure that their kids can get into college and through the process? What advice do you have for them?
So, like, I'll just do an example. Like, recently, I had a parent said that she really didn't want her daughter to go to college because she feel like she should just work. And I asked her, was that the daughter's decision? She said no. So the parent and the daughter came into the Gear Up room, and we sat down, and I told the parent, Well, I said, I can't tell you what to do with your child, but you went to college, right? She said, yeah. I said, did your mother give you that option? She said, yeah. I said, why would you take the option from your daughter? And the daughter's like, see, mom, you went to college. Miss Horton is right. I said, now what y'all could do, go on the college trips. If you feel like you're worried about her being away, she don't have to go far away. She could stay in Chicago. We got dorms at Northeastern. She could go there. And I was telling the parent, then after we had the conversation, I told the parent, don't worry. You can still call her every day. Keep your communication skill open, and she'll be fine. But give her a little leeway if she want to go, because you don't want to take nothing later on. They throw it in your face and you'll regret it. She's like, yeah, you're right, Miss So-and-so. They did go on a college trip with us, and the mother ended up liking, she liked NIU and Roosevelt. And now they're going on a trip with us November 3rd to North Park. So now you see the mother's getting out here now. She's trying to explore for her daughter. She's trying to get out there and feel the need to help her daughter do what her daughter want to do. Because it's not really about the mom right now. It's about the daughter and keeping their relationship as open as possible. Because you need your parent when you're in college more so like when you was in kindergarten. I always tell parents that. You know, they cute there in kindergarten, but they even prettier when they go to college.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I like that. Now, so you said you really like working with like teenagers.
And the moms. See, I like that.
That's true? You really like teenagers?
I like teenagers because I know a lot of people be like, oh, teenagers are so bad.
Challenging.
Oh, they don't listen. But you know what? Every teenager I really met, I didn't have a challenge because I know I was a teenager and I got so much as being a teenager. My father and mother was just, I was in between a mother and a father. So my teenage years was so wonderful because if I ain't get it from my daddy, I got it from my mama. So, you know, teenagers, when my kids was teenagers, I loved them. I always had kids spend the night because they was like, my mama mad at me. I was like, okay, spend the night here and then tomorrow we're going to go over there and talk to your mama. Right. You know, I like when they went to college, my kids always brought home 7 or 9 people. I said, how many people going to be in our house to sleep on the floor? But I was just that open parent. Like, I'd rather for them to be in my house than be outside in the street, you know? Yeah. Because I say, I love teenagers. Even the kids like at sin. Wherever I go, if I go on a trip, they be like, I'm with Miss Horton. They don't even know me. I'm like, okay, we together.
There you go.
Know.
How do you do that?
I don't know. I be thinking I'm magic or something.
No, like you are. You've got this ability to create community and make people feel comfortable real quick.
Right. I just feel like.
How do you do that?
It's just something in my heart. I want to be as nice as I can. I want to be that face that they see and be like, we could go to Miss Horton, you know. Yeah. I want to be like, if they wrong, I'm going to say, you're wrong. Can you think this out a better way? But this is the catch. The reason maybe the kids come to me, I was a security for 20 years. So I worked at Chicago Public School for 20 years. I was a security, and I was a lunchroom manager. I fed those kids, and they loved it. So I still want to keep that feeling, because Gear Up, I wish I had it for my other 3 kids. The other 3 kids are jealous because Paulette had it and they didn't have it. But I mean, Gear Up is something that you know that those students are going to go to college. You know that they're going to break their neck to try to, you know, finish everything. Even though, like I tell the kids when they seniors, they get ready to go to college, I tell them this. I said, obstacles will be in your way. We move them as we go. And they be like, what that mean? I say, for instance, if your friend get pregnant and you know she going to college, we're going to cheer her on to keep going to college till she had that baby. And after she had that baby, she's going back to college. And the reason I say that, because I had an oldest daughter, did exactly that, had a baby, and I made her go back and she finished at the Palm at the top of her class.
There you go.
So if she could do it, anybody could do it. So I give students they want to go, we're going to push them.
Right.
These kids be in college, and I'll send them a care package. I'll send them, if they tell me they need something, if the parent didn't do it, I'm going to send it to them, because this is my life, and now I found my purpose on this earth, why God put me here.
That's it.
Is to take care of these kids and make sure they go to college, work with their parents. Me and the parents, we meet out sometimes, just have lunch. And it's not on Gear Up time. That's my time. I take them to eat. We might see each other in Target. We sit down and we talk. How's your baby? You got your application in for the FAFSA? You ready? You know, this is the way I talk to the parents.
This is like your Chat and Chew, right? You did like this program
this my
called
Chat and Chew.
Chat and Chew.
Yeah.
So Chat and Chew, you get people around a nice meal, a sandwich, and then you talk to them. That's how you get into it.
And that's how we get them. And we talk about Gear Up, and we talk about the programs we have for the parents. Like the one I love is creative writing.
Mm-hmm.
I love creative writing because when we do creative writing, if the child is a senior, I want the parents to write a letter to the senior telling them how much they love them, how they appreciate them all the years they had them when they was young.
Right.
And I want that student to write a letter to the parent telling them, you helped me through this. If it didn't work out, you came back. You know, both
Right.
letters supposed to be very encouraging, because when you leave and drop that child off at college, they're in that room, they're going to pull that letter out. And you're going to be so happy because it happened to me, and I'm happy.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. What are some of the creative writing these letters to the, like, do you remember some things that parents have written to their students? Do you remember anything they've written?
Well, I know one lady had told her daughter that she was just a phone call away. Because you know everybody texts and everything.
Yeah.
But I was trying to tell them, let's delete text for a minute and let's write letters to the students.
Right.
So every college kid would like to get some mail in their mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
So if you send a little card just to say, oh, I'm remembering you. So the one lady was like, she went to the dollar store.
Mm-hmm.
She bought some cards that say, thinking of you. And she wrote her love, I love you. And she sent it to the daughter. And she said her daughter was like, oh, I didn't get no mail, but your mail came and I felt important.
There you go.
Little things like that, you know.
That's great.
You don't have to break your neck for stuff.
That's
you know,
right.
little things.
So with your daughter, your daughter has graduated from college, doing great things. Think about maybe like 2 or 3 things that you did while she was in high school. So as a parent, thinking about like talking to our parents out there, what are like 2 or 3 things they can do with their kids to make sure that if they want to go to college, they can do it?
Well, first of all, what we did, we were always talking about college, like getting her prepared. Well, she had 3 siblings and they was college material, but it wasn't like Paulette, because Paulette had her own agenda, what she wanted to do, okay? So my thing was, we talked about college all the time. I always went on the college trips with her, you know, and I wanted her to know that this is very important in your life and this is what you need to do. I know you're going to do it. But Paulette was kind of different because she was like, oh, I don't know if I want to stay in the state or I want to go out of the state. You're not going out the state. See, I'm one of them parents. But then I was like, if you really want to go out the state, I'm going to support you.
There you go.
So, I mean, the biggest thing is the support. And I gave her any type of support I could find. I had the family giving her support because that's my last baby. And you know you don't want that last baby to go like you don't want that first baby to go. Now, them kids in the middle, you don't worry too much about. But, hey, sorry, but that's where it goes. But no, I gave her a lot of support. And we was always talking about her grades. I was on her, I said, keep your grades as high as you can, because the higher the grades, the better it is. Take harder classes, and you'll get scholarship.
Okay.
And I think I made a mistake on that, because the scholarship she got, she applied so many, but the Saba Museum gave her a scholarship, and I was real happy. Then EIU gave her 3 or 4 scholarships. That's because I made her go in and ask for the scholarship.
Yeah.
I found this out. A lot of kids don't go to college, and then they go to different colleges. So what happened is, the money they have from the student that didn't come and get it, they keep it in the school. But if your child go in there and ask them, I'm short like $2,000, the financial aid, they'll give it to you. But you have to go in there, the child. Not the mother, not the father. College want them to be the adults, so let them go and do what they need to.
Okay. All right.
So that was some of the points I had. As far as keeping Paulette on top of the world.
Yeah, so you got to really support them, but they have to be their own advocate.
That's
they got to step up and do for themselves too. That's really important as well.
Be dependent, you know.
That's right.
Take that step. Everybody say they're grown, show me.
That's right. That's right.
If you ever say you're grown, I definitely want to see it.
Yeah, not just words, right?
Don't show me, like if you got a little job, show me when you go to college, because that'll tell me this is a long range program. This is a good goal. So do it then, you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, so I've worked with you. I know you've done some work getting students over to Truman to do some, some things there too. So in addition to your own children, the children that you work with through Gear Up, do you have some success stories that you could share of maybe like, a student or something that...
Should I bring my book out?
Bring your book out. Bring it out. Bring it out.
Well, this is a real good story. This student named Diamond Stacy, and she graduated from Uplift 2011.
Okay.
So the thing was, she went to Clark, Atlanta, and she came back that first semester.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, Miss Horton, I can't go back. My mom don't have the money.
Mm.
I just can't do it. I said, Diamond, let's just try to get a junior college so you get some more credits. And then I say later, we could go to another school that you could finish if you want to do that. She was like, okay, Miss Horton, I'm going to stay in touch. I'm going. So she went to college. And just recently on Facebook, she was like, I'm getting ready to graduate from DeVry University.
Okay.
Miss Horton, you just don't know how good this feels. Thank you, Miss Horton. Thank you so much, because I was going to stop. I kept going. So I called her and I said, soon you have your graduation party, I will be there.
There you go.
So that was one. But I have a guy named Deshaun Darling. He had a lot of problems with the family, but he really wanted to go to college. So we went down to Knox College, and I spoke to this guy named Devon, who was a mission. And I said, Devon, I really need this young man to come to Knox because he's having a problem, and this is a bright young man. I said, what can you give him to come to your school? So he talked to Deshaun, they talked. But we on a college trip with Gear Up. Right. So then the man came back, he said, come here, Miss Horton. Deshaun was a senior. He said, I'm giving him a full ride, $40,000 a year. Deshaun graduated 2 years ago. I saw him at Paulette graduation. Hugs and kisses.
There you go.
Because now he have a job where he go from daycare to daycare to make sure everything is okay. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Gira. Woo-woo.
There you go. All right, so as in all families, so it's not always easy. Things come up. So how do you help not only yourself and your team, but like your students, how do you help them overcome some of the struggle, some of the things that will come up? And maybe if you can think of some things that, that students deal with and how you help them persist and actually get through it. I mean, you've talked about it a little bit, but what are some of the, the challenges that you see in working in our schools with our students?
The main challenge is the money part.
Yep.
The money is always the biggest challenge, but like I tell the student, if you want to go to that school, you have to be your own advocate. When you go to all these college trips, as you going and you signing these cards, let those people recognize you. When they recognize and know who you are, they'll be like, oh, I remember you, and you'll be like, well, I need to come to your school. When you get to that school, you go into that admission or financial aid office and tell them, I saw you at the college fair. I really need to get books, and it's $600. And I could just guarantee you're going to get that $600 if you go and advocate for yourself. They love it when a student comes to talk to them. And like students that have problems, I had one boy, he just want to do art. And we could not get him to come to the gear room for nothing. So I had to go downstairs to the lunchroom, take him by his hand, this is a senior, and bring him to the gear room, sit him down, call his mother on the phone and tell her, he's up here. Can you talk to him while we on the phone, we on speakerphone? Because he want to go to college, but he said, you don't want him to go to college. She's like, oh no, it's not me, Miss Horton. I say, well, let's find out who it is, you and your son. And the boy was like, it's my mother. So I said, is it you, Mom? She said, okay, Israel, if you really want to go, you could go. Okay. So that moment, the mother didn't want him to go, but I guess after he came up and he realized he really wanted to go, she was like, I'll let you go. This boy right now is a freshman at the School of the Arts.
There you go.
Case closed.
There you go. There you go.
So I know money is always a big problem. Yeah. It's never nothing more than like money. Because people just feel like you got to have $1 million to go to college. No. You just got to know how to prepare for it, to ask questions, to ask people, and you'll get what you need. All you got to do is be asking people and being humble. And you got friends, you got family. I ask my family all the time, But I mean, if we want our child to go to college and we want them to be successful, we have to help them too.
That's right.
That's right. Because like when they get a job, tell them you're going to college, put a little bit on the side for college. Stop buying all them brand name gym shoes and save a little money. I always tell the kids that.
So we're talking a lot about a lot of success stories here, getting kids to college. Why? Like, why do you think, and what's one of the biggest reasons you tell students they need to go to college? Why college? Why should students go to college?
Mainly they need to go to college because if they want to have a much better life, you're not getting it unless you go to college. I've seen that with 3. All my kids have successful jobs, and because they went to college.
Okay.
And if they didn't go to college, I don't think they have good jobs. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay.
Because they all have very good paying jobs. Even my nieces and nephew. I have Superintendent East St. Louis, second in command, nieces teachers, nieces lawyers. I mean, we fought for them to go to college, and we always say the best thing for you to do, go to college, because we show the kids, look how much money you can make if you go to college. Look how much you can make with a high school diploma. I want a lot of money coming up if I was them. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell the kids, don't you want to go to college so you can do whatever you want to? I have students right now that's at Uplift. They're already into their own business. So they want to go to college for business because they got a business, but they need that degree. And that's why you have to go to college, or that's why you need to go to college. I mean, I don't see no other way you would ever get anything if you didn't go to college.
Right.
And there's so many people out here to show you. They could just look at their teachers. All their teachers went to college. Okay? A teacher's a role model.
That's right.
So we got students that want to be a teacher. Look at your teacher.
That's right.
Making good money, and they get paid by degrees. So go to college, kids. Love you. Go to college.
There you go. There you go. Again, you're watching Going Places. This is the first ever episode of Going Places with Miss Shirley Horton. She works at Uplift Community High School. Has been working with Gear Up for quite some time. Her own kids through college. Now, Miss Horton, so tell me this. Did you get to go to college?
Yes, I
all right,
went.
all right. Okay.
Okay, I did 2 years at Truman.
Okay.
And I went to Columbia College for dance. But this was a tricky thing. You can't dance too good, because then I got pregnant with the third child, and I was like, dancing this out, got to take care of these kids now. But I did get 2 good years, and I got 2 years at Columbia, so I did pretty good,
so
you know.
You
but
were
I got a lot of trades, yeah.
Okay.
But I have a lot of trades because I got different trades. Like, my job really was supposed to be a special education teacher.
Okay.
But at the time when I had graduated from Crane, my father didn't have the money for me to go, and you couldn't get like a lot of different money. So I told my father, I was like, don't worry about it. I go to college later in life, but I got a good job.
Okay.
Back then, I worked at Procter & Gamble, which was like $30,000 in 1974, which would be like $90,000 now. So I would say a real good job. Yeah. So I went and took classes, like I became a lunchroom manager, and I'm certified in food service, which I worked at Loyola, Northwestern. So, you know, I'm a chef, but I don't put my skills out, but I have a track record.
Okay.
That's really good.
All right, so you can sing, you can dance, you're a chef, you manage things, you do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's how you bring the magic. You bring that magic to students, because you can do it all. Now, we've been talking for some time. It's getting a little bit later. Our voices are warmed up. Any DeBarge, anything coming out? Any, you want to, like, you know, we need to stop and get some water, we can. You know, you got anything to give us here? Listen, this is our first episode, and I think it only makes sense that we would have a little bit of singing in there. You don't have to, but you know, it's like anything.
Maybe I'll try something. I'm not the greatest, but I'll try.
All right.
A little bar, a little something.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I think this is about Jennifer Holiday. I Am Love.
Okay.
If I talk too much, you see, I'm trying desperately to be understood. If I seem a little shy, that's for all the time I had in the dark. Like in all the storybooks, the white knight came and took the little girl all along in the world. Bam.
That's it. Miss Shirley Horton. Miss Shirley Horton. See, she's giving it all up for Gear Up, for you all.
Yeah.
Right? We're going places. We're going places with Miss Shirley Horton. She wants you to be going places too, ladies and gentlemen. Really important now. You got to listen to those words, listen to that voice, all right? So you can do it. All right, so whether you are a parent advocate watching this video saying, what can I do? Whether you're a parent, how do I talk to my child? Miss Horton's got some words for you, right? You got to support, all right? You got to support your kids for sure. And if you're a student saying, why should I go to college? Miss Horton just told you. Just rewind it. Just rewind it.
Right.
You can listen to it. She told you all.
Come see me.
That's right. And come
We
see
can do
Miss Horton.
one-on-one.
That's right. You can do the one-on-ones. All right. So Miss Horton, so as we start to wrap this this first episode down, any closing remarks, anything that you'd like to impart to your audience? This is your show.
I would just say, as a parent, as a student, stick together. And as a parent, all the love that you ever had for your child, they need it now. And one more remark, as I always tell my kids, I love you, and you know you'll always be loved. So if you got love, you're never alone. Done.
I don't think we can say anything else, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the first episode of Going Places. It is a rainy day here in Chicago, but you can feel the warmth, the love from Miss Shirley Horton. Gear up, gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs. Go to college. If you need assistance, you can come to the Center for College Access and Success, Northeastern Illinois University. Thanks again for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for episode 2. Who knows who will be in this car? We'll see. Take care, y'all.